Hello ITBS Media family, welcome to the series on Linux for cybersecurity. We have done the introduction. We have also talked about Linux distributions, and in this particular episode I'll be leading the practical section of installing Oracle VirtualBox. That will be the container on which we build our virtual machine. So if you're in Windows environment and you want to install Linux, remember two operating systems you cannot install one operating system on another. So what we can do is to create a bridge on which the Linux will sit. So we have the Windows operating system on our device if you are running Windows, and then you have the hypervisor, which is the Oracle VirtualBox. Another hypervisor you can use is the VMware. So now we have chosen to use Oracle VirtualBox. Is free, and just go to the appropriate or the official website. So let's go to the website. Alright, this is the official website and is www.virtualbox.org/wiki/downloads. So once you get to this page, if you are using Windows, you select Windows in the left box here under VirtualBox platform packages. So you select the appropriate operating system that is on your device. It's been customized for the various operating systems that are available here. Okay, so once you do that, click on it. It will download to your computer. Then you go into your download folder and right click on it and run it as administrator. Run as administrator. So once you do that, we should see something like this. Once you click run as administrator, this will be the first page. You say welcome to Oracle VirtualBox 7.1.10 setup. If you download it now. So this is the latest version, and once you click on next, so you see the end user license agreement. By default it comes with I do not accept the terms in the license agreement. So you change it and click on I accept. So once you click I accept, and the next button is grayed out now, but if you click I accept, then you'll be able to proceed with the installation. So you click on next. So let's move on. once you accept and you get to the next phase, we now go to, it will show you this page. That's the custom setup. And with the custom setup, you don't need to do anything here except you're an expert and you want to customize it. So that's why you have custom setup. Select the way you want features to be installed. But for beginners, I will say just click next, and it will show you location where the VirtualBox will be installed. Okay, so once you click next, you should receive a warning. It will say warning, network interface. Installing the Oracle VirtualBox 7.1 networking features will reset your network connection and temporarily disconnect you from the network. And that is because the VirtualBox itself will be able to connect to the internet. It's because it's a bridge, so it must have a network protocol with which it will be able to communicate with the host. And when you start creating virtual machine inside the VirtualBox, it should be able to connect your virtual machine to the host, and from there it can then route the traffic to the public internet. Alright, so once you receive this, click yes, just accept it, and the next thing is it will show you dependencies. Here also just say yes. Install the Oracle VirtualBox 7. Python bindings requires the Python core package and the Windows 32 web binding to be installed first. So say yes. If you don't say yes, if you say no, then that means you want to install it manually, but just go ahead and accept it. So from there, it will show you the features that will be installed. Say just accept, because that's how it will come by default. There's no need to change it. And once you have accepted that, you click next. It is ready now to install. So you click on install and it will install. You wait for it to complete the installation, and this will be the last phase before it brings up your Oracle VirtualBox for you. And now once you click finish, you will see this. And you can see here it welcomes you to the VirtualBox. And here, this is important, it says basic mode, expert mode. Do you want to select basic mode? And you have the definition of both here. So the basic mode is for beginners. The expert mode includes many features that are not present in the basic mode, but it is strongly advisable for beginners to select basic. You can always upgrade it to expert mode and you can read it. And once that is done, you are ready to start creating your virtual machine. Once you click on basic or expert mode, the green plus sign here is your first tool to create a machine. And once you do that, once you accept, here you go, you say welcome to VirtualBox. So now you're fully ready. You can go to file to machine, and you have a drop down, you see new, or you can click on new here or add, and you will be able to work. I think I'll just stop here. Then in our next video we will install our first virtual machine. So your virtual machine is actually a new computer that you are building. So this Oracle VirtualBox is like the hardware, though it is a software, but it's acting like the hardware that sits on your computer. On that hardware you build your machine, the virtual machine. So it is it's called an hypervisor. So it serves as a bridge between your physical device and the new software computer you are building. So that is how far we go in this third lesson on Linux for cybersecurity professionals. And don't forget, this series is for those who are planning a career change into either information technology or into cybersecurity. Also, for those who have been in there and need to brush up on what they know about Linux, or those who actually are using Linux and need more detail into maximizing the resources that Linux provide for either running normal computer or for cybersecurity purpose. So I'll see you in the next video. Remember to like the video, put your comments or question in the comments section. Remember to share the video, like, subscribe if you have not. Thank you. Hello, welcome back to ITBS Media. Let's do a quick tour of our newly installed virtual machine. So this is VirtualBox, the VirtualBox manager that we have installed, Oracle VirtualBox manager that we have installed. So here you see the plus sign, and you can use shortcut and go through Control A. This is add. That is if you already have VirtualBox installed on your device and you want to bring it up here. Maybe you have older version of VirtualBox and you have now upgraded to a new one, and you saved or you backed up the virtual machine you installed on the VirtualBox. Then you can use this button to add this, or you can use import. You can import it. This export is for you to back up the appliances, the virtual machines that you create. We have not created any one now. So, and this is new. you want to create a new one. This new button is here. You can also come over here. Let me cancel this. You can also come over here and click on this and you see new, and you see add also here, so you can use that. And here in the file section you have preference. Let's go to preference, then we'll come back to tools. You have the tools here. So in preference, this is stable release. That's what you have there. If you want your VirtualBox to always check for updates, you check this. If you want all new release, and you can see all new releases and pre-releases you want to be notified, you have it right there. That's for the updates. Then you have language default. The default is English here. So if you want to change it, you can change it here. This is how you can change the language for the VirtualBox. You can see. So you can change it right here. Then display. You see that also here. So I'm just going to cancel that and go out of it. Then this is activities. Or let me go back here. You see the same tool there. This is tool. I've told you that import appliance, that's when you want to bring existing virtual machine into the VirtualBox. Then when you want to back it up, you want to back up virtual machine, then you use export appliance. And this is tools. So you see what you can see through the profile, cloud profile manager, extension pack manager, VM activity overview. Let's just click on this. Here you see how your machine is running. You see the host CPU load, the RAM usage, and the host file system. You see nothing is created in it yet. You see 0. Alright, so let's go back and create. Let's start creating. Let's go back to the welcome page. So we want to start creating virtual machine now. Let's click on new, and you see it has brought up the virtual machine, new virtual machine installer or a creation page. So you give it a name. Says you should give a descriptive name and destination folder. So the destination folder is already here. You can change it if you don't want it in this folder. It will automatically pick a folder in your program file, but if you don't want it, then you will have to so here we go. Oh, there is something that we need to do, and we do it quick. That is, let's give this a name. Let's call it Linux demo. So I don't have a ISO file here that I can put here now. So what I will do is I will go back. Let me go back to, let me go and install, download. Let me go back and download Let's download Ubuntu. Ubuntu download. Okay, so you can see this is the official website, ubuntu.com/download. Let's download the latest version. Accept. I always like to do essential alone. Okay. Save preference. Alright. So here we have the Ubuntu 24.04.2 LTS. LTS means long-term support, the latest LTS version. So if you can see, let's see, which says that for desktop PC and laptops, LTS stands for long-term support, which means 5 years of free security and maintenance update, extended up to 12 years. So with this, I will go for this, and let's look at another version. Here we have Ubuntu 25.0, and it says the latest version of Ubuntu operating system for desktop PC. Ubuntu 25.04 comes with 9 months of security and maintenance update until January 2026. So this is the latest one, but I guess the reason why this is not LTS is because this will still be undergoing some upgrade, some patching to make it more stable. So that is, so let's just go ahead and download the LTS. It's about 5.9 gigabytes. So it will ask you whether you want to use it for work, education, personal use. Let me just select personal use. If you're using it for education, do that. Then you say, I think it's already downloading. This one is if you want to sign up for newsletter. This page, once you click on it, it will start downloading, but it will bring you up to the next page, which will be a page where you sign up for newsletter. That's not mandatory, but if you sign up, it will do good. So you have to supply your email. That's if you want to always receive information about the latest video. I said it. It's like I'm sleepy now. Okay, so if you want newsletter that is supplying you information about updates to the version you download, then you can sign up. This will take some minutes before the 5.9 gigabytes executable ISO file will be completed. So let's wait. Once that is done, then we'll be able to proceed with the installation of our first, or the creation of our first virtual machine in the Oracle VirtualBox. So you see here, download white paper if you want to, and more. These are some of the things they have. There is download in progress. Alright, we've called this one, and you see that automatically it will bring Linux, say subtype, select the operating system subtype that you plan to install. So anything holding us back now is the ISO file. ISO file is the executable file, the bootable file for installing Ubuntu and other Linux distributions. So for you to install them, you'll need the ISO file. So I think once this is done, once the installation is completed, I will resume the video. Lesson number 6 on Linux for cybersecurity in this series that we're running on ITBS Media. In this particular tutorial, we want to walk through what etc directory is. And I want to advise you, especially beginners, do not be in a hurry to start running commands and things like that. It is always better to be familiar with the environment, to have deep understanding of how to navigate around your Linux operating system before you start doing anything. That will give you a great advantage than to start be running command when you have not even known what the environment looks like. So that is why I'm taking it step by step to make sure that any beginner that comes across this video and could go in the series in that order will be well grounded to and be ready for any navigation and use of the operating system effectively. So I will say, if you want to know the directories that are available by default, you need to start moving deeper, start going deeper, and the first one I will show you is the directory that is called etc, that's /etc. It is directly under root folder. So what we do is we need to change directory cd/etc. So we have changed to that directory that we want to talk about, and we're now in etc directory. Just as you were in Linux demo as the user and you have this directory made available for you. These are the directories that are assigned to this user by default. So, but where we're moving now to is somewhere deeper, and that is the etc directory. So what you do is you want to list what is in the etc directory. You can see it now, say the sign, and you see it here that we already have /etc, but here you don't have anything. Can you see? Don't know if you can see my cursor. Okay, so just that ls, and we'll see the various directories that are in that. Okay, here we go. So let's do a quick walkthrough. See all the directories in etc path. And what is etc? etc for directory is one of the critical directories in Linux or Unix operating system. They contain system-wide configuration files. So when you say configuration files, these are files that you modify, or that at development stage. They are the files that specify the structure of each application or tool that is that this folder represents. So if you're talking, for example, if you're talking about an cron tab, let me go to, okay, see cron tab. This is one example. So we will work with this very soon, because this is used for job scheduling. There are 3 different types of this cron tab. One is for users, one runs system-wide operations, while the third one is specific purpose use. So we'll look at each of them and we try to schedule a job along the line. So when you say configuration file, this is where you configure or specify. When you say configure, it means specify the detail about a particular tool. You decide the details about the tool or about an application or software, any software. So that we use the term configuration. Okay, so here let's look. You see we have majorly 2 colors here, or I think we have 3, but majorly 2, blue and white. We have blue, we have white. The white color directories are the system-wide directories that are not executable files. They are not executable files. We can modify them. Actually, you can modify them to do a particular job and specify what you want them to do, what time, and how you want them to run. So that is what they are. But the blue ones, they may not be easily available, they may not be available for users to tweak like that, like the white ones. So like I said, the white ones they are not directories per se, they are not executable, and they are not special files, but they they are the file they are the files that you can actually change, modify, and run. When you run the command in them, it will fire up and do what exactly you want it to do. That's about that. But the blue ones are directories, and you know, in a directory you can open the directory and put some scripts in them. So here you see host.allow, host.deny. So this suggests what to you? It suggests issue of permission, security, who is allowed and who is not allowed, or what resource is permitted, on which one is not accessible, based on the level of authorization. So it depends on the authorization of a particular user to determine what application that user will have access to, and what application that the user will not have access to, or what resources will be available to the user and what resources the user is denied of. So let's work down. You see Python 3, because we need to run Python 3. PPP, profile protocols, many resources here that you will use in the course of this. Sensor3.conf, that's configuration. You see, when it says conf, that's a configuration. It obviously tells you it's a configuration file. Login devs. You see SSH, SNMP, speech dispatcher, cops, dhcpcd.conf. That's where you configure it. And this is system control configuration. Time zone is where you modify time zone. And this network is where you modify the network. And you see password and others here, group. So that is just what etc directory holds. And from depending on the Linux distribution, this the colors used may be different, and these are some of the things that makes the distro what they are, the way they represent their resources, the way users access the resources. and the number of resources that each distribution hosts. These are the key variables that set them apart. See OpenVPN, OS release, package kit. So we have a lot here. You might see one of the something that you are be familiar with here, apt. This is used in installation. It's a tool that helps in installation. So we stop it here. What is our working directory? That is the directory you're working in right now. You're working the directory environment you are on right now. Then we have equally looked at the etc directory, where most configuration files are located. So we will start again with listing the directory. If you see where I am now, I'm in etc directory. So I will return, just type cd. Now I'm back at the home, the user page. So from there, from here now we start. I will say ls, that's list. These are the folders we have here. So the next thing we want to do is we want to check pwd, what's our working directory. So you can see the path home. We're in the home directory, Linux demo. That's the home directory. In this home directory, we're going to create a folder. I will name it project. So if you're in your Ubuntu, you can also work along and create things. We're going to break down and root directory home. So let's make it projects. Now I will, since we have given that command, let's see whether we have created the directory called project. Now look at what we have here before we check. We have desktop, documents, downloads, music, pictures, public, snap, templates, and videos. We do not have projects up here before we create it. So let's run ls again. Remember, we ran ls here and we have this listed out for us as the existing folders. So let's do it now. Okay, so now let's look at it. We have desktop, we have documents, we have downloads, music, pictures, and you can see projects before public projects. So you can see it right here. So we've made a new directory, and I will create another one, also project, but I'll make it plural now, projects. So we will now remove one of the two. That's to show you how to remove a folder. If you don't want a folder again, you want to delete it, we'll demonstrate that. But before we do that, we'll create another directory. So that's make dir projects, and if we list now, you see we have projects and we have projects. So that is how to make a new directory. New directory is comparable to folder in the Windows Explorer if you're using Windows operating system. So it's synonymous to the folder in Windows environment. All right, so now we're going to remove one of the folders we have just created so that we don't have a confusion. Maybe let's assume that you created two, or let's say something. Let's say make dir, that's make directory. Let's say project again, and let's see what will happen. Can you see? It says cannot create directory project, file exists. That tells you that two directories with the same name cannot exist in the same root directory. So they have to have different names. But you see that we created projects and we created projects, and it accepted both of them. So now let's do another thing. Let's say mkdir. Let's see whether it is case sensitive or not. So this time around we're going to use lowercase, and you see it accepted it because it is case sensitive. If it is not case sensitive, it will not accept it because it's still the same, but because it recognizes cap and lowercase differently, that is why it accepted it. So ls, you can see it's lowercase, directory. What does that tell you? It did not run anything because even if let's say ls, you still have the same thing there because of the hash sign there. That is a kind of notation. It tells Linux that that is not a program to run. It's just for notification. You just write it there. So let's now move on to removing the folder project with lowercase. This particular one, we want to remove it. So all you do is rm. Rm stands for remove. Rm stands for remove. So you say project, see right here, lowercase. Cannot remove projects. It's a directory. It says one sec. Okay, so let's look at this. It says rm, you cannot remove project. It's a directory. There is a way to remove it. We put r and the name of the directory. We are removing project with, then you put this because it's a directory. Okay, now let's go back and list. Look at the command now. Rm -r project, that's the name of the directory we want to remove, then /. Let's do ls again and see whether we still have the folder or the directory with project as last lowercase in it. Say it's gone, picture, projects. There is no more lowercase project. This one, there's no more project here. So far we have looked at how to list, how to change directory, that is CD, you use CD, how to know what's your home directory, that's PWD, and how to make a directory. You say mkdir, make directory, and how to remove a directory is rm -r, then the name of the directory. So let's create a file. Let's create a file. Let's first change to projects directory, cd projects. But before we do that, let me say cd, then let's use the name of the folder or directory that we have removed. Let's say what error it will throw. I always like to teach and bring out error so that when you come across such error, you know exactly what it is and you get familiar with solving or finding solution to errors quickly. CD project. We're saying that it should change directory to project, whereas we have removed that folder here. It's no more, the directory is no more there. So let's see. It says project, no such file or directory. So now let's change to the one we actually want to change to, cd projects, and you can see that we're already in projects now. Okay, in this projects folder we want to create a file. You know, in a Windows environment, if you create your file, you need to save it into a window, into a folder, like either documents or download, or you create another folder inside document and you name it. That's how you run it in the Windows operating system. So here we're already in the projects directory now, and let's create as touch what should we call the name of the file? Touch tutorial.txt. You need to include the extension. So if we go into this, let's go to desktop. Let's first look at this. Let's list what's in there. You can see the tutorial.txt file that we created is already in projects directory now. So let's go to projects. No, project. We have used projects, so let's go to project. Let's change directory. To change directory to project, you have to go back to the root folder before you move there, because let's demonstrate. cd, it will tell us that there's no file or folder like that, because this project is not inside this one. So, and we are right on this now. So if we ask for this, this is outside of this particular folder. So this one is outside of it. It's a directory like this one. So if we ask to change to this, let's see what will happen. cd project. It said project, no such file or directory, because you cannot. It's navigation in Linux is progressive. If you move from the root directory to the directory and to whatsoever is in that particular directory, that's how you move on like that. So for us to go to project, not projects now, you know we are in projects now. So what you do is you revert back, cd, you go back to this one, to the home directory, and from home directory you navigate to project, because they are on the same level. They are on the same level. So you have to go back to the home directory to be able to access any of them, any of these desktop documents, because they are on the same level. Okay, so now that we're there now, let's say cd project. See, we are in project now, not projects. If you look up, we have projects, and that's where we created our tutorial txt. So let's ask Ubuntu to bring up our tutorial txt for us here. Let's say, let's assume that we are thinking that we could be able to access it here, or we could access it here rather. So let's just say ls. You see, ls produces nothing because there's no file in that folder. So let's create another file in that one. Let's call it YouTube list. So we say touch YouTube list dot txt. Says command touch not found. Not found. Did you mean? Oh, I made mistake. I use, see, it is case sensitive because I've forgotten I use cap. It is good. That's another thing for you to know. So I was wondering what the problem was. Touch YouTube list .txt. We should not have any problem now. See, it's created. So ls, we have our list there now. Okay, so one thing we want to do now is we want to move the YouTube list from projects. Is it sounding confusing? No, we are in the project singular now, and where we created the tutorial